We're an equal branch of government, and you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night, but not last.
At the end of the day, the president and his allies are trying to convince us right now that recessions, they're okay. The stock market going down, it's a buying opportunity. If prices go up, that's making America great. And if the eggs cost too much in your hometown, build a chicken coop in your backyard. And there is no one running a Fortune 500 company who says, yes, Mr. President, that's the way to build a strong economy. And you said that the best thing first. If the president would have just kept his hands on 10 and 2, Joe Biden's economy, and cruised, he would have been able to ride that horse. Why? Because he's better at selling the economy than the last administration was, and that would have been a win for him. But what has everybody scratching their heads today is saying, what is he doing this for and for whom? Because it's not for the American people, and it's certainly not for American business.
Just try to influence every goddamn election and expect us to let you get away with it. First, you spent $200 million trying to get Trump elected because you know you were going to run his ass because his ass is a fucking puppet.
No puppet. No puppet.
Yeah, bitch, shut the fuck up. You a puppet. And he got even more bold and tried to influence the German elections, supporting the neo-Nazi party, using not only millions of dollars to try to prop them up, but then you use the Twitter algorithm to try to only boost accounts and false information that would support the neo-Nazis. And now you're trying to influence the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Those of you who don't know, right now the Supreme Court in Wisconsin has a race. If Susan wins, the Supreme Court will stay liberal. If Brad wins, the Supreme Court goes MAGA. And we know this because Elon Musk is spending millions of dollars behind Brad. So why does Elon Musk care so much? Well, here it is. Wisconsin is one of the most important presidential swing states. And some landmark decisions that Supreme Court will have to oversee will have to do with abortion, union rights, election law, and congressional redistricting that could come in an influence to the 2028 election. These motherfuckers will stop at nothing to make sure that they hold on to power. And by the way, just to give you some insight as to what they're doing, they created a fake organization called Progress 2028. They're sending fake messages to supporters saying that Judge Susan Crawford, who is backed by Democrats, is a progressive champion who will stand up for immigrants, defend Planned Parenthood, and promote a justice system that gives criminals second chances. Also, that they can scare conservative and MAGA people, and oh my God, she's gonna be for those Latino criminals. Once you dig into the records, you see that Progress 2028 is a fictitious name. And the real records show that the ads that appear on Facebook and Instagram and in text messages to the voters are underwritten by Building America's Future. That's a national conservative group that counts Musk among its biggest donors. This same organization did the same shit to Kamala Harris. The group began running fake ads made to look as though they came from Democrats. They falsely claimed Harris supported policies such as eliminating gas-powered vehicles and giving voting rights to immigrants living in the U.S. illegally. This was also the same PAC that pushed misinformation in Michigan and Pennsylvania during the election, specifically about Kamala Harris's stance on Israel. The ads characterized her position differently in targeted messages to Arab Americans and Jewish voters. So they basically lied. In Jewish communities, they sent out messages that Kamala Harris was for Hamas and the terrorist organizations. And then in pro-Palestinian, pro-Arab communities, they sent out messages saying that Kamala Harris was very pro-Israel and was going to continue the G-side. All to spread misinformation and target specific messages to voters. He's doing the same shit with the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Like, comment, repost, do all the types of engagements because we need to get this message out to the Wisconsin people. Make sure that you vote for Judge Susan Crawford because this motherfucker is going to take us back to the medieval ages.
It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm just turning the mic on. So testing, 1, 2, 3. If you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. So yes, let's see. Yep, got a thumbs up from CR. Thank you. I guess I'm coming through loud and clear. But yeah, man, how's everybody doing this morning? It's 9:15 a.m. Pacific time here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Now it is a little chilly today. We're at 52 degrees? No, yeah, 52 degrees. It's cloudy. It's kind of rainy, a little bit rainy outside. Or rain's coming. And so that's it. That's the weather report here in Las Vegas. Thank you very much. See you next week. Look like we got Aaron here. Aaron's first. Thank you, Aaron, for being here. Midas Kevin is here. And Midas Kevin is mad at Trump for some reason. I don't know why. And Aaron is always mad at the ass hat there. Tom Bias is here. Hey, Tom, good to see you. Hope the truck's running okay. Having some car troubles again, maybe? I don't know. Midas Kevin says, Aaron, he had the nerve yesterday to say that Chuck Schumer wasn't Jewish. He's from Palestine. Yeah, Trump just spouts whatever weird shit comes to his brain. It just comes right out of his mouth. I guess there's no filter, you know. Paul Burrows is saying hi from Lewiston, Idaho. A lovely little town up there in Idaho. Right off the Washington State, Idaho State line there. I believe, right? I think, yeah, it's right by the state line there. Let's see. Roxanne Armfield is here. I had to say Roxanne Armfield because we have another Roxanne. We have a couple Roxannes, but Roxanne Armfield's here. Hello, my friends. Aaron West, Miss Kevin, and everybody. Alrighty. Carrie C is here. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Steve is here. Hey, Steve. Says, hey, peeps, comrades, whatever the USA calls citizens these days. Yes, comrades. Yes. That is the way. We're practically all Russians now. Nick Rich, the official timekeeper of the Trucker John live stream, like number 11. We now got 26 watching, 25 thumbs up. So someone, which one was you? You haven't given me a thumbs up yet. But Nick, that was at 9:10. That was 8 minutes ago. So I'm 8 minutes behind you. Don't ho. Please tell me that was a Republican. You're talking about the guy who was the first clip there? I don't think that was a Republican. I don't know. But he was wondering, where the hell is fucking Elon Musk? Why isn't he out here showing his proof, showing his evidence, instead of just going on some talk shows and just saying, yeah, we found hundreds of billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of billions and all this kind of bullshit. He's saying, come here. Where are you? That chair right there reserved for you is empty. Why are you not sitting in the chair, Elon Musk, with your facts and your figures and all your proof? He's not there because he doesn't have any facts to back up the shit that he's saying out in front of the press. That was the whole point of that clip, I believe, or the main point. Let's see. Josh is here. Hey, Josh. Mine's Kevin. I'm just reading down, seeing who's here. There's the goal we've created. William's here. Hello, William. Golf Marine. Hey, Golf Marine. Good morning to you. Roxanne Epstein. See, I told you we got two. We got at least two Roxanne. Hello, Roxanne Epstein. Good morning to you. So we are. We're at double Roxanne power this morning. Alvin Stube. Good morning to Alvin. Alvin Stube. I don't know why I said your name that way. I just did it. I don't know. I'm like I'm like Trump in a way. I just no filter. I got no filter. Hey, Elizabeth Liz Fernandez is here. Happy Thursday, Trucker John. Well, happy Thursday right back at you. Thursday. It's the day before Friday. Yeah, there we go. Bonnie's here. Hello all. Hello Bonnie. Good to see you. Exhausted Liberal is here. What is everyone else's gas and electric prices looking like in here? Well, I don't know. I put mine on one of those flat rate things. You know that you can do it sometimes. I don't know if you guys have that, but I was eligible for this flat rate thing. So where mine is always $23 a month, no matter what, which is great because during the summer when I'm cranking this AC up 24/7, my bill gets pretty expensive, but because I got that flat rate thing, it's only $23. And also, I have not turned this unit. Could you guys hear me? Pounding on the unit. I'm pounding on my unit right now. I shouldn't do that probably. I might get in trouble. But because the landlord might think something's going on in here. But I have not turned on this. It's an AC heating unit, all in one unit. There's one in the bedroom here. There's one in the living room. I have not even turned it on. I believe probably since October sometime, when things, because we had a warm temperatures all the way through September and I think well into October. And I think I was running the AC well into October. And then it finally started cooling down and I just shut the thing off. I haven't even had to turn the heater on during the winter. Our winter here was so fucking mild. Thank you very much, climate change, that I didn't even have to turn the heater on at all. So this unit, I have not used my unit since October, ladies and gentlemen. So my bill might even be less than $23 a month. I haven't even looked at the, because it'll show you what your cost would have been. I just pay it on auto pay or whatever, $23. I think it's $23 or $27, 20 something bucks every month, no matter what. So I might be actually overpaying right now. I don't know, but then I make up for it in the summer because as soon as probably June, maybe I'll see how long I can go without having to use it. Maybe I might not be able to. I might be able to go all the way till sometime in June before I have to turn this thing on. And then certainly, but by the time July and August get here, this AC unit will be on 24/7. But anyhow, so that is a rundown on the usage of my unit. All right there. Alrighty there. Now the Nick at 9:15. I'm still about 8 minutes behind. Roxanne Epstein, Trucker John live stream is the best stream. That's a rousing endorsement. I will take it. Thank you, Roxanne, for that rousing endorsement. Steve says, exhausted liberal, even if somehow your prices and inflation falls, the USA will never hold the same place in the world stage ever again. Those days. Oh, you know what? I'm on top messages. I have a feeling I might have missed something. I don't know. Anyhow. Galvarine was asking Roxanne what the insurance situation is in Florida. Marsha's here. Hello, Marsha. She says, hello, Trucker John and Drivers in the Lounge. How are you liking the taxi driving? I really hope it's working out for you. I'm liking it. I haven't actually. I didn't drive last night. I didn't drive. I haven't driven actually in a couple of days. But I am a part-time flex, and I am supposed to only work 30 hours a week. And I've kind of explained it before about how they have this contractual agreement where you can go over the 30 hours. The part-time flexes can go over the 30 hours in a week. I can work 80 hours this week if I wanted to, but I'm limited to 749 total hours in the first first 6 months of the year, and then it starts over for the second half, the second 6 months. You get another 749. So anyhow, but I like it, and I'm going to be going out today and tomorrow and Saturday. I decided because those are probably the busiest days and best times to get tips, because basically you're driving for tips. Because you get 39% of the fare, and then it's really the tips that kind of make the money. So, but I'm liking it. I enjoy it. Tom Bias says, if PAB continues, the cops can arrest you for nothing. Exhausted Liberal says, what are you guys going to do if this orange fascist ends up being right? Being right about what? What do you mean being right? If he's right about like the tariffs are good and it is going to help the economy and bring down prices or something, I don't know. Hey, if he's right, he's right. If it turns out, I'll say, hey, good job. But I just don't really see that. Hey, the Soul Craft's here. It's Soul Craft. It's the Soul Craft. THC peanut butter bar and eggs, breakfast of champs. I didn't have any THC, but I did have eggs for my breakfast. I made me a really nice cheese omelet with a little bit of salsa in there and cheese, of course, because that's cheese omelet. And then I actually made a omelet sandwich because I had 2 pieces of toast and I just stuck it between the toast and I made it like a little sandwich and it was delicious. Delicious and yummy. Karen Castelli is here. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Karen just says, because it's all bullshit. That's why. It's all bullshit. And I don't even know what she was talking about, but I think I agree. Tom Bias says, these policies are making rich people richer. You are getting poorer. You will lose your First Amendment right. Right. You bloody well right. Exhausted Liberal, who's very exhausted, I can just tell, says, I hope Bonnie, but my eggs, gas, and kilowatt hour on bill is all down cheaper than it's been in a long time. I'm fucking stressed. Where do you live, man? You're getting good prices. You got your eggs are going down, your gas is going down, your kilowatt. Boy, where the hell do you live, man? Let's all move to wherever Exhausted Liberal is living. Susie Jones, member for 1 month. Thank you, Susie Jones. Thank you so much. Hey, peeps, I'm here. Hey, Susie, we see you. I see you. Yippee to Susie Jones. Thank you so much for being a member. I do appreciate you. Memberships are a great way to support the show. Great way to be a part of this great community. This community here that we have. So thank you. Thank you, Susie. The Soul Craft says, my power bill was up, exhausted. My eggs are still $8.50. I just paid, let's say I bought a dozen eggs at Albertsons supermarket, but that was about a week ago. I just finished the dozen today. Now, so I'm going to be going back to the store and get some more. Probably today. I'll see what the prices are. What did I pay for those? I think it was $7.99, if I'm not mistaken. Which is, expensive. That's higher than what they were just a few months ago when they were like $4.99. But I see people saying stuff. My eggs were $15.99 for a dozen eggs. Anyhow, eggs. We're just talking about eggs, man. Golf Marine says Rodrigo Duterte on trial in The Hague. Really, is he? He should be, probably. Nick Rich pounding your unit. I know, that was like a little joke. It was a little jokey. Nick Rich caught that. Roxanne, my power bill was $92 this month, which is way down. Wow. Tim Farrell's, oh, hey, gang. Hi, gang. We're a gang. Good to see Tim Farrell, one of our Tims. We're kind of not as many Tims as we used to have. I don't know. Hey, Fancy's here. Never fear. Good morning to Fancy. Good to see you this morning. Tom Bias says my community just got Hope gas 6 months ago. Prices have gone up before the election. Fourfold, the electricity has been increasing every year. See, this is the thing. I don't even really look at the rates on my electric bill. I really don't. I guess I should. All I know, like I said, I have that flat rate thing where it's like $23 a month. And so I don't even I really don't look into the bill to see what the actual like rate per kilowatt or however they do it. Pamela says, "As us a liberal, I understand your concern." By the way, hello, Pamela. Good to see Pamela here in the chat in the driver's lounge. Thank you so much. I understand your concern. Gas went down 10 cents this week. Haven't got electric bill yet. These are crumbs to take the focus off damage he is doing to the country and the people. Well, if you recall, Hal Sparks said that gas prices were going to drop no matter what. Like he was saying that before the inauguration, even before the election, right after the election. Hal Sparks said, because there's going to be like a glut in oil. So I think gas prices were supposed to drop regardless of whatever Trump does. Golf Marine, nobody cares that the former evil presidente of the Philippines is getting his due. I do. I care about that, Golf Marine, and I'm glad you brought that to our attention because I have not really seen that. I guess I saw. Now that I recall, I saw something about Duterte. I didn't know he was going to The Hague. I forget what it was like. I just saw the headline, and I just sort of passed over it. So the headline writers need to do a better job because it didn't make me like read their article. If they said he's going to The Hague, I probably would have stopped and read the thing. But anyhow, Bruce is here. I haven't used my unit in years. Uh-oh. We'll just chalk that up to a mild climate. The climate, whether one way or the other, can really affect how often you have to use your unit. Tom Bice says, "I'd rather say fuck Trump and live with the petty inflation." Fancy gifted a membership. Thank you, Fancy. Thank you so much. Yippee goes out to Fancy, helping to support the show with a membership. And Enlightened Angel was the one. Would like to see Enlightened Angel come on in and say hello. That would be nice. So thanks, Fancy, for doing that. So we'll see how that works out. And look at there, Mike H. coming in with a $4.99 super sticker. Give your unit a break. Thank you, Mike H. Yippee goes out to Mike H for the 499 super sticker, super chat, whatever it is. Goal achieved. On my thing, it says goal achieved. Thanks to the participants, Trucker John just achieved the goal. Well, thank you, Mike H, for helping us achieve a goal. Doesn't that just kind of make you feel good? Like when you set some goals and you accomplish them, Thank you, Mike H. I do appreciate you. I haven't seen Mike H in a long time. I don't know if Mike H has been hanging out over on the right wing sites and whatnot. Tom Bias says the piston in my truck engine went through the oil pan yesterday. I'm without a vehicle right now. Damn it, Mike. Tom. Damn it, the old truck. Well, now we have something in common. I'm without a vehicle, by the way. I'm Ubering everywhere around because I don't have a vehicle. So I've been looking around. I want to get something just because I'm tired of. It's nice to have rideshare and stuff like that, but for certain things. But when you rely on it like every day, it really sucks. And I'm not a bus person. I'm not a city bus person. I don't even know. I guess I could probably figure out what buses I would need to take to get to work or something. I get me pretty close to get to work, but I'm just not a bus person. And tax, I checked out what it would cost to take a taxi from here to work, and because they had a thing where I can get an estimate on the taxi website or whatever. It would have been, the estimate was $47, and that's not even including the tip. So just one way would, with the tip would be over $50 one way. I'd be spending over $100 if I took a cab to and from. But I could take Uber, and it depends on the the time. Their rates fluctuate, but it's anywhere from like 14 something to 18 something one way. And so still, and then with the tip and everything, so you're still looking at almost $50 a day to Uber. So it's about, it's half or maybe even a little less than half. How does it work? Than a cab. The cheapest thing would be to take a bus. Like I said, I guess I could get on the bus website and figure out. Like I live right off of Flamingo. I could probably there's probably a bus that goes up all the way up to Flamingo. Then I'd probably have to transfer at Decatur, I guess, and then take another bus down to Decatur. So it would probably be, one transfer. Who knows how long it would take? It's about a 20-minute ride in a car, 15 to 20 minutes. In the bus, it would probably be, I bet you in a bus, because this is my experience with buses, that it takes at least 2 or 3 times as long as it would just to drive a car. And they're usually overcrowded and stinky and smelly and dirty, filled up with stinky and dirty, smelly people. So I just don't like buses. I don't like city buses. But I guess if I really wanted to save money, I would, because I don't even know what the bus costs. But I guess you can probably get a bus pass for a few bucks or whatever. So that would be the most economical way, would be to use a city bus. But I'm using Uber to get back and forth to work, because it is relatively easy. You just go on the app, boom, boom, la da da. The guy comes, they pick you up, they take you to there. It's a lot more convenient than city bus, and it's half the price of a cab. Probably even less than half of the price. Anyhow, but yeah, I'm without a vehicle too, Tom. So I'm looking around at something, just anything right now. I'm not, I would like to get an EV someday. I would like to get a new or new or used, but a nice EV, a late model EV like a Chevy Equinox or a Mach E or any of those type of things. I would like to get eventually. But right now, I've just been looking through, through the apps, like through Drive Time and Carvana, Car Gurus. I just been looking through there. I haven't, because that's the easiest way to shop. Really, since I don't have a car, I'm not going to go actually to the car lots and stuff. So I've been looking at these online apps or whatever, and there's some pretty nice cars that are within my budget. So maybe I'll be getting something out of there just to get me by until I make that big purchase of I really want to get a really nice EV, probably within the next 1 to 2 years, maybe. I don't know. But right now, I saw a really nice pickup truck I liked. It'll probably what I get will be gas powered, by the way. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But there's a few cars in here I'd like to probably get something. Anyhow, Paul Burrows says, after being laid off since December, I finally get to go back to work Monday morning. Oh, well, good to hear you're going back to work. Nick Rich, tariffs are taxes on consumers. The market is crashing. Don Old ain't right about anything. I agree, Nick Rich. Marsha says, Trucker John, good to hear. I'm cheering for you for your success. Thank you, Marsha. Thanks for your support. Your moral support and all that good stuff. I do appreciate you. Aaron West says, please don't talk about food. I'm on liquid diet. Love it out loud. Yeah, Aaron West, congratulations. I guess you just had your surgery and everything, and congratulations on that, and much good thoughts going your way to continue on with all the stuff that's going on after the surgery and everything. Good luck on your weight loss journey. I know I need to do that. That's what I need to do. I need to go on a weight loss journey. Josh says, careful, omelet. Senator Kennedy might come visit. Did that knucklehead say something about omelets? I think I vaguely remember what you're talking about. Exhausted liberal. I live in Kentucky. Well, I think your state's about to get some world of hurt since no one's going to be buying any Kentucky bourbon, at least not the Canadians. South Liberal Roxanne said her prices are down too. Where are you from, Roxanne? Roxanne! MJ Daniel, hello. Welcome to the United States of Musk. Hey, MJ Daniel. Good to see you. Did you see where Musk just gave Trump another 100 mil? How is that even allowed? I know he probably, he launders it through a super PAC and all that kind of shit, but if nothing else, for goodness sakes, people, see it for what it is and for what Musk is doing. And I know most of you in the chat do, but the American people in general, do you not see how Musk is just buying all of this influence and buying his way in to the White House, all for his own personal gain? Fancy says, I paid $11.99 for a dozen eggs 2 days ago. I was just, there's a corner convenience store right down the street, and I don't normally shop there because it's a convenience store, but since I am without a car, I didn't feel like Ubering down to the market or doing a big delivery, which is how I've been getting my groceries the last few weeks, since I don't have a car. I've just been doing the delivery service. But anyhow, I just walked down to the corner market yesterday to get some. I just wanted to get some water. I was out of water because I like bottled water. It's convenient to carry when I'm in the cab. I think I just went and got some waters. And I bought a loaf of bread. because I was out of bread. That's what it was. That's what really got me down there. I wanted some bread so I could have toast for this morning's breakfast, and then I'll do a big shopping later. But anyhow, when I was in the store and I was getting my bread and getting my water, like a prison diet, bread and water, I looked at the eggs. They sell eggs there, a dozen eggs, and at this convenience store, which is usually, of course, higher prices than usual or than a supermarket. They had a dozen eggs for $10.99. And I remember thinking, hey, that's not bad for for being a little convenience store. So anyhow, I guess our prices here aren't as bad as some places. Like, apparently, I don't know, but it's still higher than what it was, what it should be. That's for sure. Tom Bias says prices go up $10, then they go down $1. Prices are still up. Yep, kind of what I was just saying. The Soul Craft, we had a power rebate until Trump ended it. Goddamn Trump. Roxanne lives in Palm Coast, Florida. Yikes. A blue dot in a red state. Although I think Florida the blue dot might be bigger than we might, always think, Steve says Schittler got trains to run on time. Look where they were going didn't make him right. Nick Rich, $4 a dozen on average near me up there in Canada. Look at there. That's where they should be, probably down here too. Susie Jones says I made tenderloin beef and red bell pepper, onion, celery, golden potatoes soup. Added cream cheese, butter, cheddar, Monterey Jack, and sharp cheddar cheese. It's awesome chowder. Tasty, tasty. It does sound very tasty, Susie Jones. But didn't you hear Erin? She says, stop talking about food. Tim Farrell says, I'm really curious. On a scale of 1 to 10, what grade do you give your president's first 100 days? Oh, that was directed at Mike H. Did Mike H say something? Did I skip a Mike H comment? Did Mike H say something complimentary about Trump or something? I don't know. I didn't see that, but I'll give you my grade. 0. I'm giving him a 0, even though that wasn't on the scale. You said 1 to 10, but anyhow. Nick Rich, 9:30. So I'm 17 minutes behind. Am I 17 minutes behind? Wow. Hey, Robert Perez is here. Robert Perez from down San Diego way. Robert Perez says, top of the morning to you, Trucker John, and good morning to everyone except the a-holes who didn't bother to vote in November. No good morning for you, a-holes, says Robert Perez. MJ Daniel says, we have a Winco, and their prices are still pretty good. Under $8 for 18 eggs. Yeah, that's not bad for, today's standards. They have pretty good coffee, $5.98 for 22 ounces. I believe we have a Winco somewhere here in the Vegas area. I think. I don't know. Do we? Pretty sure there's got to be at least one Winco somewhere in this valley. Roxanne Armfield, good morning to you. I think Roxanne was here earlier. Susie Jones says, felon blew up another rocket last night, interrupted air traffic, ground planes at all airports in Texas and others. Yeah, and wasn't that supposed to be the rescue mission? If I were those folks that are stranded up at the space station or whatever, I would be very hesitant. I might say, could you just send a regular NASA space shuttle up here or whatever? Could we just get NASA on this? I don't know if I'd want to get into anything that Musk is sending. I would be very, very leery. I'd say we're good. We'll just sit this out until the next administration. I don't know. Those poor folks up there stranded in space, and they're depending on Elon Musk to come and rescue them. That can't be a good feeling. That cannot be a good feeling. So, let's see. Bruce, China is using less oil. I don't know why people are all upset about Mike H. I'm not seeing, other than the $4.99 super sticker from Mike H. I haven't seen any comments or whatever, any posts. Soulcraft, Moon Unit Zappa, coolest name ever. Moon Unit Zappa. Remember she did like that Valley Girl song or whatever? MJ Daniels says, just watch. These insanely stupid tariffs will force farmers to sell domestically. Prices will plummet. Farmers will go bankrupt. DJT will take credit for low prices and expect praise. And then big companies, big multinational corporations will come in and swoop up those farms on pennies on the dollar. And we will have fewer and fewer family farmers and small farmers, and it'll all be owned by big, huge conglomerates. Another part of the plan. Just another part of the plan. Exhausted Liberal says Trump had that dumbass commercial for Tesla on the front lawn of our White House. That has to be a conflict of interest, right? Absolutely. It's like Trump was turning the White House into a used car lot. What we in the biz would say a sled lot. Although I guess those were new. I think those were new Teslas. I don't think they were used. No one else is going to buy them except Trump. Krista says, I haven't had a vehicle since 2016. Wow, Krista. Hey, Krista, by the way, good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Haven't seen you in a while. Rob Perez says, buy an e-bike in the meantime. I've absolutely been thinking about that too, Robert. An e-bike. At least to go one that would have like a nice little basket on it, and I could go to the store, at least around here. I don't know. I wonder if it would be, some of them have pretty long range. I wonder if I could ride it to work. How many miles is it to work? It's got to be at least 10 miles, I think. Let's see. Let's do the math then, because you got Paradise to Colville to Las Vegas, the Valley View. That's at least it's at least 4.5, 5 miles probably to Decatur. Yeah, I guess it's probably about 10 miles. I bet it's 10, 11 miles to work. I wonder if I could get an e-bike that would have the range to get there and back. Because I'm not even sure if I would be able to charge it there. If there's a place I could plug in. It probably is, maybe. But I wouldn't mind riding the e-bike there, even if that would probably take longer than the city bus, maybe. I bet you it would be faster than the city bus. It wouldn't be faster than taking an Uber, which I said it was like 15 to 20 minutes. But I bet you an e-bike is going to take you a good 45 minutes. But still, it would be fun, I think, especially as it gets warmer. Like right now, the weather's fine for it, but at night, at the end of the night when I'm done, because I usually end up driving until or finishing up around midnight or whatever, and it can get pretty chilly right now this time of year, but come the summer, it's going to be 100 degrees all night long. But yeah, an e-bike just to run around here, around to go to the supermarket or whatever, that would be great. And I've thought about that too. Uh, weighing all my options. Paul Burrows has a Chevy Silverado 4x4 for sale. How much you asking, and then how does it run? I just need something that's reliable that will get me back and forth to work, basically. David in Grand Prairie, Texas. Whip that egg on my face. Huh? Hi all, no splitting BS from me, you freaks. Punch up. All right, Dave in Grand Prairie, Texas. Nick Rich, buying a Tesla now means you're in the cult. What if you bought a used one though? Is that acceptable? Because if you're buying a used one, you're not buying. It's already been the money already went to Tesla. And when you buy used ones, you're not buying it from Tesla. You're buying it from either on a car lot, a used car lot somewhere, or from a private party. So if I bought it, would you guys give me permission? Do I need your permission? If I bought a used Tesla, would that be okay? And would the people that are vandalizing the Teslas, what if I put, I bought this used, would that make them not vandalize my car, I wonder? I don't know. I guess it's just best just to stay away from Tesla altogether. Krista says cabs here are $10 anywhere in town. Wow. That's a better deal than Uber. Tom Bias says we have a bus system here, but it doesn't go near the golf course. My boss is negotiating with a fellow worker to borrow a vehicle. Fancy says that is ridiculous. You better get on the bus. I don't do buses. I'm not a bus person. I hate buses. I'd rather just take Uber. Daniel, my brother's girlfriend is retired from the Social Security Department and just got a large check for back pay from the Biden administration before the GOP would shut everything down. Wow. 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 Tom Bias, car gets 20 minutes, city bus 1.5 hours. Probably. You're probably right. Although I haven't ridden the city buses here, and so yeah, it probably, who knows? Yeah, I haven't checked it out, but you're probably right. I mean, really, my last experiences with relying on a city bus was in 1984, I think. So what is that? 41 years ago or whatever. It was in Panorama City, California. That's in the San Fernando Valley. And folks from around there, if not, that's like just over the hill from LA. It's 30 miles from LA or something. But the San Fernando Valley, Panorama City, I had a job in North Hollywood. I guess it was somewhere in North Hollywood. And I was up in Panorama City. My car broke down. I was working for Pac Bell at the time. It was called Pac Bell. And I had to take a bus that, even with morning traffic, I could get there in, I mean, without traffic, it was probably a 15 or 20-minute ride. With traffic, in a car, half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. In a bus, because then the car broke down, and I started taking the bus, and it was literally like a 2-hour ordeal just to get to work and to get back. It was just ridiculous. 2 fucking hours. I think I had to do at least one transfer. The buses were always crowded. Sometimes buses wouldn't even stop. You had to get the next one because that one was full. It was just crazy and stupid. Horrible fucking transportation system. So horrible, in fact, that I ended up losing my job because I was late so much. From just the bus taking so long to get there, and I was on probation. I was a probationary worker, and but I think if I had been a little more knowledgeable, I didn't even go to the union. They just said, "Yeah, we're letting you go." All these tardies. I'm sure I could have gone to the union, but I was so stupid and naive. I just said okay, and I just went home or whatever. I'm pretty sure, because then later on, a few years later, I got a job with the postal service, and I learned. I was a little bit older, and I was then, and I got involved with the union. I knew how unions worked a little bit better. But looking back on it, I'm pretty sure I could have gone to the union rep and said, "Hey, look, they're firing me, and I've been late because my car broke down, and I've been relying on the buses, and so can you guys help me?" And I'm pretty sure they probably could have intervened and said, "Hey, give this guy another chance. He's got some hardship going on." I mean, if I was a union steward, that's what I would be claiming. And let me tell you something. My success rate as a union steward was pretty damn good. I was like not almost 100%. I mean, it was success rate in my grievances. Anyhow, so yeah, but I guess using city buses, it just still, after 41 years, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth to even think about taking the bus. And plus, the buses. This is in Van Nuys. This is in the Valley. They're dirty. They're stinky. They're smelly. They're overcrowded. And the few times that I've taken buses in other cities, that almost always seems to be the case. Dirty, smelly, stinky, overcrowded, and very, very slow to get to where you need to go. Because they stop, every few blocks they're stopping to pick people up, and they might not take the most direct route because they're trying to have a route where they pick up people, and it's just a hassle. I would rather just take Uber. Anyhow, I'm skipping on down. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie, thanks for joining us in the old driver's lounge. Thanks for coming on. Now we are, I believe, at full mod capacity, full mod strength. Thank you, Jolie. Hope everything's going well with you over there where you're at. Let's see. I'm just skipping down here in the chat. Seha's here. Hey, Seha. Seha. Thanks for being here, Seha. Good to see you. I don't know why I'm dancing. Usually I dance to the Soulcraft, but Seha's making me dance. Seha says, everybody but Jolie, damn mods think they own the world, laughing my ass off. Don't ray gun me. Smooch. Seha just coming in hot. Krista says, Sugar John, did you need ID to buy the loaf of bread? No, I did not. I paid cash. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But I did not need ID for that. They did not ask me for ID for the bread. And the bread at the convenience store was like $4.69 for a loaf of Hostess white bread. Which, for a convenience store, I don't think is that bad compared to Albertsons. It's probably $3.99, and sometimes you get it on sale for $2.99 at Albertsons. But at the convenience store, it was $4.39 or $4.69, whatever I said. Which, yeah, it's a little bit higher, but it's not like it's $8 or $10. You know what I mean? Andy USA's here. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge. Mr. Bob Newell is checking in. Can you hear me, Mr. Bob Newell? Can you hear me? Whoa, whoa. Tom Bias says it's going to take a decade or more to undo this damage the PAB is creating. In certain areas, it's certainly, I think, in terms of gaining the world's trust back, that's going to take, I think, decades. But yeah, it's to get fully back. I mean, if in 2028 we get a good Democrat in there, a good Democratic president, you know, we'll restore relations with Europe, I think, pretty easily. But it's always going to be in the back of their minds, like, no matter how good this president is, and we get good trade deals, and we get, we have good working relationships with everybody. It's always going to be in the back of their minds, no matter where it's at, Asia, Europe, wherever, South America. It's always going to be in the back of their minds. How good is this deal? Let's say they sign some trade agreement. How good is this really? If they elect another Trump type person than the next one, so these deals, it's going to be where whatever deals America makes, it's only going to be good for that duration of that administration, at least in everyone's minds, because you'll just never know now. Because it used to be where usually, especially when it comes to foreign relations and trade agreements and working with countries across the world, that those would stand up through whatever however the agreement was worded, whatever the time frame was on it. It didn't matter what the administration was; it would still be honored. But Trump has changed all of that. Where we saw how he pulled us out of the Paris climate accords, killed the Iranian nuclear deals, and all that kind of stuff. So no one's going to trust America as far as anything being lasting more than whatever that administration is in for. So we'll see how that all plays out, I guess. I'm just skipping on down a little bit in the chat. Mr. Bob Newell, Canada has balls. They're certainly not taking any of Trump's guff. And neither will Mexico. Our two biggest trading partners, and they're not having any of it. And I think they are doing exactly what they should be doing, retaliating. For some reason, we have a big conversation going on about Moon Unit Zappa and Dweezil. Dweezil can shred. Dweezil is a very, very excellent guitar player, right up there. You could tell Eddie Van Halen influenced him and his playing style. Very good guitar player. And Moon Unit, she probably still makes royalties, maybe, off of that Valley Girl song that she did. And has gone on to bigger and better things. Walter Makarovich is joining us in the driver's lounge today. Thanks, Walter, for being here. Walter says, good morning, Trucker John. Did you know that it's a federal crime to advertise a private company like Tesla or Tesla on any federal property? How about some justice? Yeah, well, good luck with that. I mean, I hear you, but good luck with that. Because that's what it was. It was a big ad for Tesla. Roxanne, I love Zappa, especially Captain Beefheart. As Kevin, I want Trump to go to Area 51 and get probed as the new alien. WW is here. Hey W, good to see you. Thanks for joining us over here in the old driver's lounge. WW says, greetings, gang. Might not be here long. Just want to wish good luck to the witch. There you go. There you go, W. That's why people don't like you, WW, because you call women witches, and I know you don't mean it. I'm pretty sure you don't mean it like it comes off or the way it might sound. I know you mean that. You don't mean that, and I don't think you mean that like in a derogatory way. That's just your thing. It's a little silly thing that you do, but you're kind of your own worst enemy, though, by continuing to do that. Even though I really don't think you mean it in a bad way. MJ Daniel and that shitty Tesla ad was all on the taxpayer money, totally illegal and unconstitutional. Well, there's so much unconstitutional. I was thinking about that too. Like, whatever happened to the Emoluments Act? And Trump isn't supposed to really be. Isn't really supposed to be involved in businesses outside of the White House, and he's not supposed to be involved in getting any like gifts or from people of great monetary value, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's such a continual violation. Trump continually violates the Constitution on a daily basis, many times a day, multiple times a day. He gets away with it. He keeps getting away. He's like Walter White. It's like he keeps getting away with this shit. Paul Burroughs, my job site is 200 miles from my house in St. Marie, Idaho. St. Marie's, Idaho. I guess you couldn't take a cab or an Uber there, or an e-bike. Exhausted Liberal, e-bikes have a range of 20 to 100 miles and go pretty damn fast. Yeah, I've seen some videos of them. Yeah, some of them have pretty long range, and some of them go 45, 50 miles an hour. And even that's probably extreme, but even on the faster end, 30 miles an hour, that's a pretty fast one, WW e-bikes don't wear you out. CN's here. Hey, CN, good to see you. Says, hey, everyone, TJ Moz came to give a like and go on with the things that needs to be done, meaning work. Good day to you all. Well, good day to you, sir. And have a nice day. See you, by the way, Big Boy and Guitar Boy here. All right. Well, hello to all the boys. And thanks for dropping on in, CN. Good to see you. The Soulcraft says, the weather there is great for it. We get pop-up thunderstorms and you have to go sit under a bridge. I see that when that happens. I've seen that. Fancy means you're a target if you buy a Tesla. Yeah, I guess so. You can get some good deals on some used Teslas right now, though. Very tempting. Mike H., you don't need a Tesla. I know, I don't. I know. Bob Rolls, it has 57,000 miles on it. It's a 2020 49K. That doesn't sound like too bad of a deal. I mean, that's a bit out of my price range right now, but 57,000 miles. It's 5 years old or so. A little over 10,000 miles a year on it. It's not too bad. WW says kids across the street are very green. They have been driving a Tesla since they moved in. Hope nobody hurts their car. Me too. I hope not to. As much as I don't like Musk, and I hope that Musk loses everything, I don't want people to get hurt who bought his car, one of his cars, you know. Nick Rich, rebrand the Tesla as something else might help. I was kind of thinking that, like, if the Tesla, you know, board of directors or whatever, the executive board members, you know, the big stakeholders, however they do it, you know, like do a hostile takeover, and if they can get him out and get some leadership in there that is really just concerned about making a great product and not about ruling the world, at least not you know, actually trying to rule the world like Elon Musk is trying to do, and trying to buy a presidency basically, and by a communication social media platform, and just to use as his own personal giant megaphone bullhorn type of thing to promote his right-wing extremism. If they can get somebody in there that isn't about all that kind of stuff, and it's just really maybe an actual environmentalist, someone who actually gives a goddamn about the environment, who really does want to put out good non-fossil fuel burning vehicles, and it's just going to work on that. If they could do that, I was wondering if they might have to change the name of it somehow, the company, completely. I mean, I guess you could do that. Just call it Trucker John. Whatever, you know. Totally rebrand it, rename it. I don't know. But that's a good point, Nick. The Soulcraft, I have a Mini Cooper I'd like to convert to an EV. I was thinking about it. I've been looking at some used Mini Coopers, and that's one of the cars on my list. I might get a Mini Cooper. I've always wanted one. I've never driven one. I've never even sat in one, actually. But I've looked at them at car lots and in other places, or, you know, and I've always liked them, either the regular Mini Cooper or the Countryman. And so that is on my list. Bob Perez says, yes, Johnny, stay away from Tesla. WW, the Mach E are still not quite right. It might be subject to tariffs. I think everything's going to be subject to tariffs. The Tesla. Walter McCary says, can you imagine if Biden would have advertised his Chevy Corvette on the White House grounds? MAGA would have gone into a coma. Well, hey, fine. Good. Go into a coma. I'd rather than be in a coma. Anyhow, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though, Walter. Tom Bias, I'd accept a free Tesla, I guess. Robert Perez, everyone boycott Tesla. Well, you know, Tesla, not only, you know, the stocks have been dropping like a rock, and sales have been dropping, I believe. So I think, I know it seems like all of Europe has pretty much shunned him. They're not buying anymore. I think sales are dropped here in the States. He's completely, Elon Musk has completely, talk about not reading the room. I mean, his biggest fans, his biggest advocates were like liberal progressives who were all in favor of getting off of fossil fuels. Those weren't the maggots. They don't give a shit about any of that. They hate that shit. They hate Teslas. They hate electric vehicles. They're the ones that drive the big 4x4s all lifted with the smokestacks that come out of the bed behind the cab of the truck, and they're able to blow out the black smoke. Have you seen those guys? I've seen those guys. I've seen those guys whenever they see, even just see a Prius, let alone a Tesla. They would get in front of a Prius or a hybrid or anything like that, and they would get in front of the car, kind of brake check them a little bit, and I don't know how they do it, but they're able to send this black smoke spewing out of their smokestacks. Have you guys not seen that? Those are the maggots. Those are the fuckers that, of course, are Trump supporters, and that's who Musk threw his lot in. Is that the expression? He threw in with them. They never liked Musk. They never liked Teslas. So now that Musk is gone and he's become a total fucking, shown what a fucking Nazi fascist he is, and is thrown in with Trump and the maggots, so the liberals don't like him anymore. They don't want to buy his fucking cars anymore. And the maggots never did in the first place. So what do you think is going to happen? Your sales are going to drop. Your stocks are going to tank. And this guy is supposed to be a genius? What the fuck did he think was going to happen? Christina Weibel, I just saw Christina Weibel in the chat real quick as I was scrolling. Thank you for being there. Thanks for being here in the chat and joining us today. As I'm scrolling down through the chat here, Roxanne Epstein says, I have a 2007 Ford Mustang and I love her and had her since mile one. I love Mustangs. I think, Roxanne, you and I have talked about this before. I love Mustangs. I think they're probably the best vehicle. My favorite Ford is the Mustang, and they're sexy and they're hot. And I love Mustangs. I do. And so congratulations. Keep that baby as long as you can, man. Hold on to it. Love it. Take care of it. Tom Bias, the Dow Jones Industrial is down 470 right now. Yeah, in just 51 short little days, Donald Trump has tanked the economy, tanked the stock market. Walter Kervish, take care. Back to Tony Michaels. Well, thanks for dropping in. Say hi to Tony for me. You're probably already gone because I'm probably 15 minutes behind. But thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping by. Nick Rich, the official timekeeper of the Trucker John Drive stream, checks in there at 10:03. I'm 19 minutes behind in the chat. 19 minutes. So I'm pretty sure, was it Walter? He's long gone by now. WW 12:04. 18 minutes behind. Sayhouse says Nick Rich already made 30%. Silver went from 22 to 30 an ounce. You guys are just investors. Krista says when Biden got in, he told the world that America was back, and they responded. For how long? Is that what that's what they said? They said for how long, huh? Yeah. And it was only 4 short years. Mark Longo's here. Hey, Mark. Thanks for joining us here in the Driver's Lounge. Mark says, hi, John. I'm sorry you've had bad experiences with buses, but as a non-driver who depends on public transportation, I feel that rapid transit deserves more care and attention. And I think you're absolutely right. Perhaps the buses, if we did put more care and attention into them some way, somehow, maybe they wouldn't be so crowded and full of stinky people and so goddamn slow to get you from point A to point B and unreliable. They weren't the RTD in the San Fernando Valley in the 1980s, which is what I'm basing all this on. I realize it's been 4 decades or whatever. was very poorly run, very not dependable at all. Because I would be late, not because I was late. I was late because the buses were late. The buses were running late, or the buses were, full, and you have to wait for the next bus and all that kind of stuff. I mean, how much earlier, how many hours earlier am I supposed to get up to go to work? I mean, it's ridiculous. But I'm glad you like the buses, and like I say, maybe there should be more care and attention put into it so that maybe they aren't so unreliable and unsafe. Sometimes they feel unsafe in those buses. Mr. Spock is in here. Live long and prosper to Mr. Spock. MJ Daniel, the Republicans never shut the fuck up about the Biden crime family, but this is just fine. Most corrupt in U.S. history. Yeah, the Trump crime family. Yeah, Steve says he didn't even pretend to divest from his businesses this time. Yeah, why bother? Because no one's going to do a goddamn thing. AM says I blame SCOTUS for giving this imposter in the White House immunity. Krista says the newest vehicle I've ever had was a 99 Ford Taurus. I want my 68 Firebird back. Yeah, that'd be nice. 68 Firebird. Those were nice. Steve says when Tesla does go bust, the owners are screwed. Who else is going to make spare parts or update the computers? I know. I was wondering that too. If Tesla does go bankrupt, and yeah, then because they all just going to brick. I mean, there might be someone who might come in with some sort of aftermarket company, or have some level of, maybe there'll be some company made just for that part of it, like the customer service part of it, or for updates or whatever. But you can't count on that. So buying a Tesla right now is really risky. It's very risky because you don't the stability. There's no stability. At least if you buy a Ford or a Chevy or even a fucking Hyundai or a Kia or a Volkswagen, they all have great EVs out now. At least these are companies that have been around a long time, and have say what you will about them. People always, no matter what, people always complain about the Chevy sucks and Ford sucks or whatever. But I mean, at least they're not going anywhere. It's relatively, what they say about assuming. You shouldn't assume, but it's relatively safe to assume that Chevy and Ford and GM and everything is going to be around. You can buy the car, and at least there's going to be the company is still going to be around, for the foreseeable future. Tesla, who knows? They could go under. They could go under any time at any time. The whole company could just fucking fold. And you just bought an $80,000 or even a $50,000 Model Y, and now there's no customer support. There's there's no updates. Everything on there is an update. It's like opening a phone. It's like if you got a phone, a brand new iPhone or something, and then I don't know, Apple goes out of business or something. And you have no more updates, and the thing is just like kind of dead. You got this, it'd be like that kind of. So yeah, it's a risk. It's a real risk buying a Tesla. Way more than any other company. That's got to play into it. Mad Matt, okay, Slava Ukrainian Mad Matt, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And I did skip down, so you know, there's a lot of mid-thread conversations. I'll just sort of skip over because I'm not doing exactly what was always that was being said. So skipping down in here, see, we got Mad Mac, Mike H. I hate those guys. See, I don't even know who you're talking about. So, Fancy's getting a coffee refill. That might have been 20 minutes ago. It might be on another refill since then. I don't know. Someone said wasn't Tesla from Belarus talking about Nikola Tesla? I believe he was Macedonian. I believe. I might be wrong. And the only reason that I kind of think that is because my ex, who's my baby mama, is full-blooded Macedonian. And so when you know someone who's certain, from a certain country, or well, she's born in. Was she born in America? Or was she born over there? No, I think she was born in America. No, she was born in America, but her first language was, I think, Macedonian, because her parents just spoke Macedonian. But she was born in America. But they're all Macedonian. So when you have a family member or a person you were with, a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, whatever, it was from a certain country, then you sort of pick up certain things, or you know what I mean, whatever. So when I was hearing about Nikola Tesla over the years, I think he was from Macedonia, or he was Macedonian, because I have that connection, that Macedonian connection. So it's stuck in my head. You know what I mean? I guess John from Las Vegas is here. I see someone saying hi to John from Las Vegas. So hi, John from Las Vegas. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you're still in here. MJ Danny, you see the comparison Boston Brian made to the Volkswagen Bug and Hitler. There are even pictures of him doing the same thing. DJT and Musk did at the White House. There are lots of comparisons, unfortunately, that we can draw between Trump and Hitler. It just never ends. Yes, we have Hitler in the White House, basically, and I'm not going to back down from that. I'm not going to back down from that statement. We have Hitler in the White House. We also have Putin in the White House. We are now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, we are the United States of America. We are a part of the axis of evil. Because all of our allies that we've had over the past 8 decades, good countries that are democratic or becoming democratic, lots of great trading partners, allies that we've fought together in wars. We are basically fighting them now, and we're joining up with Russia and North Korea, places of this nature. And so we are now part of the axis of evil, whether you like it or not. I don't like it. I saw Tawada 106. Smooth sounds of Tawada 106 is in the driver's lounge. Thank you very much for being here. Tawada 106. Tawada 106. John from Las Vegas. Trump criminal enterprise. Yep. I'm skipping down into the chat here because, like I said, really behind. Mike H says Subaru has a new EV. Nice. Subaru is a great car. One of the highest selling cars for many, many years. People love Subarus. All the people who live in mountain communities, and I know people who live in mountain communities, you see a lot of Subarus. Very well made. sturdy all-wheel drive and four-wheel drives, and they get around. I'd like to see that new Subaru EV. AM says my neighborhood has a lot of those F-450 trucks with the Trump flag on them. Yeah, and they're the ones that blow that big black smoke in front of the Priuses and stuff. And I suppose Teslas too. Roxanne Arfield says, Mike H., my brother swears by Subarus. Hey, I've heard nothing but good things about Subarus. I've never bought one. I've thought about buying one a few times. But I've heard nothing but good things about them. So take that as you will. Krista says, Sugar on correction, we have Schittler in the White House. Right. Soulcraft, Alexander of Macedonia. Yeah, Alexander the Great, I believe, was Macedonian. I believe I've caught up. I've scrolled down enough. I've skipped enough of the chats. I believe I'm pretty much caught up now. Because I'm here where Midas Kevin Anderson says, gives plum wine. So that's where I'm at in the chat. Christina Weibel says, want to hear a good one? 200% tariffs on wine and champagne. Just heard this on MTN. 200% tariffs. That'll teach them. That'll teach them. Mike H. Subaru has financing. I think everyone has financing. Mad Mac, they have undisputed proof that they fiddled with the voting machine software to give Orange Turd the slim win in swing states. Now, if the Dems will do something with that, proof is another thing. They should wholeheartedly, no more of this mamby-pamby bullshit. If that's true, there should be a full-on investigation. It should all be brought into the light. And even if it doesn't change a damn thing, because Trump was sworn in and everything was certified and all that kind of shit. But I believe that if anything can be shown that Trump had anything to do with that, and maybe he's kept himself insulated from that, but whoever is responsible for that, whether it's Elon Musk or whomever, they should all be brought up on federal, vote tampering charges, whatever, or even state. That way, Trump can't pardon them, and they should all be arrested and charged and convicted, even if it doesn't go up to Trump, because Trump probably has a layer of separation there that will maybe get him out of it. But go after them all, and put them in jail, put them in prison, and if you do it at the state level, even better. That way, Trump can't pardon them. And send a message loud and clear. We've got to send a message some way, somehow, and not let this keep going on where people think they can do this with impunity. So come on, Dems. This is where people are pissed off at the Dems. Because, maybe there was nothing we could do on November 5th. Maybe there's nothing we could do right off the bat. But if we're getting evidence and proof, let's bring it out. Let's present it. And let's start charging people with crimes. These are vote tampering crimes. And like I said, even if it doesn't land Trump in prison, maybe it'll put fucking Musk in prison, or maybe some other, all down that little chain. put as many people away as you can and put them in for as long as you can. This cannot go unanswered. We can't, and I'm all for saying let's all vote in 2026. Let's all vote in 2028. All that kind of stuff. I'm all for that, but we can't just go there. We can't just drop everything and just start thinking about the next election. If there are provable crimes, and we've got the evidence and the proof, and we can take them into court, let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Toronto 106, Subarus rock. Fuck the haters. I don't know who's hating on Subarus. I really haven't heard anyone hate, other than maybe the maggots who hate anything that's not a big F450 blowing the black smoke out. But I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten any negative feedback about Subarus. Mad Mac, I own 6 Subarus in a row. They are really good cars, and I loved all of them. See there, rousing endorsement from Mad Mac. Christina Weibel's still here. Thank you, Christina, for being here, hanging in with us, hanging out, and hanging out while I read the chat. Now, I'm told that people love it when someone does a live stream and you just talk directly to the chatters and you read their posts. So you guys should be loving this shit. You guys should absolutely, this should be your favorite show of all time, because this is really all I do is I read your guys' posts. And if what the information that I get is that people love that, then you guys should be absolutely loving this show. This should be your favorite show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and get us out there. We're at 3,820 subscribers. Remember, we made a deal. At 4,000, I eat a dandelion on the live stream. I will eat a dandelion. And if I get to 10K, then Kim Chi and I, we got a little date set up where she's going to come to Vegas and we're going to do shrooms together on the live stream. I'm looking forward to that. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get to the 4K, and I'll eat the dandelion. Live right here. Steve says, I think other countries are not playing around anymore. He can back down if he wants. We'll keep the tariffs on till he stops fecking around. The Soulcraft says, champagne gives me a headache every time. I like a little champagne. Just the only time, really, it's usually just maybe New Year's Eve, maybe at a wedding or something like that. But the only time I ever drink champagne. And it's like one little, like a toast type of thing. Nick Rich coming with some facts here about Tesla. I guess we're talking about Nikola Tesla. It was born July 10th, 1856 in Simajan, a part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, now Croatia. So he was Croatian about 100 years before I was born. Maybe that's where I'm getting confused, because the Croatians are they've had a history against the Macedonians where they've been, they kind of war against each other. But then, they kind of have a love-hate relationship, I think, the Macedonians and the Croatians. They kind of they've fought each other, but they intermarry. They get along, and then they don't get along. Kind of like a marriage in a way. So maybe that's when I was thinking. Maybe that's why I was getting this Macedonian. I was thinking it was Macedonian because Croatia is right next to Macedonia, and like I said, I think they've had a long history, those two countries, of fighting and of not fighting. Kind of like America and Canada right now. I don't know, but I kid. Mad Max says Kamala was up 10% when everyone went to bed, and in the morning the orange dickhead had a 2% lead. Very reminiscent of 2016. Hillary was like, I mean, as far as the polling going into the election was like a sure thing. And we all know how that came out. If nothing else, it's a huge misinformation, disinformation campaign, huge involvement by Russia. Russia didn't just stop in 2016. They've been going the whole time. They never stopped with their antics. Fancy says they stole it. Christina Weibel, someone on social media comparing Dinky to a screaming Hitler in the bunker. Mad Max says you're exactly correct, TJ. They will continue to do this until they're stopped. And that's, yep. So we gotta, if we can get something and not just be like Rudy Giuliani where he went 60 times before a judge and didn't have a goddamn thing, and the judges kept kicking him out because he said, well, where's your evidence? Where's your proof? And I don't have any. And then he's like, they're like, get the fuck out of my court. So we need to bring the receipts. We need to get into court, bring the proof, bring the evidence. And let's do it. Let's do this. The Soulcraft, Trump is now saying how he strengthens NATO. See, well, he just says all kinds of just opposite as fuck bullshit. And the sad part about it is the maggots they lap up everything he says as being the gospel truth. And it's anything but. Toronto 106, the Trucker John, I just went to see Drive Again live stream on the road. Oh, I just want to see me drive again. Well, I'm not going to be a truck driver. I mean, I've pretty much, I've been looking for work lately. I was very tempted to get back into truck driving. I just cannot do it. I'm sorry, folks. I just can't do it. I'm burned out on trucking. I don't want to do it. And if I did do it, it would be local. It would not be over the road, and it would not be these type of over the road videos that you might want. But I became a taxi cab driver. I might be able to do something from the taxi cab, but I don't know what the rules are. I mean, I think I could do a camera shot if I'm just shooting out the window and not into the cab. I probably could do something like that. Anyhow, and just do stuff around Vegas and stuff, I guess. Mad Matt, because Subarus are considered a car for the gay community, people that are afraid of gay people want to hate the cars. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was a gay car. I don't mean that like that sounded, but you know what I mean. I just thought that was just like the car that people who want a nice, good, rugged, reliable vehicle buy. Nick Rich, shrooms need room. Fancy 5K, you eat the giant pizza. Okay, well, you hold me to that, Fancy. Hold me to it. I'm sure you'll remind me if we ever get over 4K, we start approaching 5K. Fancy, you remind me about the giant pizza. Amber D's here. Amber D says, hi all, I've been watching the Bernie rallies and it's great to see such big crowds. And my last episode was all about Bernie and all about that. And I'm telling the Democrats, they need to get out there. Even if there's not much we can do in terms of legislation because we don't have the numbers. And I do agree with let the Republicans continue to hurt themselves. Don't get in their way of them hurting themselves. But also, I don't believe in being silent. Because in that doesn't go over well. The American people want to at least know that their representatives, their Democratic representatives, are aware of the pain that we're feeling, that we're all feeling. We don't make $175,000 that they make, and most people in Congress, they become millionaires. I don't know, insider trading. I don't know, whatever the fuck it is. We don't have that luxury. We're scraping by on $25,000 and $30,000 and $50,000 a year. And even if you're making $70,000 or $80,000, all your money is going to your mortgage and to your car payments and to your kids' school and your health care. We don't have any discretionary money. We're hurting out here. So that's why Bernie is filling up auditoriums, even in red districts, because there's a guy there who's talking about and acknowledging this pain that we're going through, this hardship that we're going through. So when you just sit back and you're going to let the Republicans, hang themselves, that's fine, but you can't just act like you don't exist, or you're not there and you're not seeing what's going on. You got to let your constituents know. The hardships that are going on. At least, if nothing else, to have some sort of place that people can go and they can just have a soundboard, or they can just sort of vent a little bit and feel that it's not it's not falling on deaf ears. That is so important. So I love Bernie, and it can't just be Bernie. It needs to be a whole bunch of them. And I listed the names up. And we need to get those Democrats out there. And I think I did hear some sort of a thing where they were going to have other Democrats were going to join Bernie. It wasn't just it was AOC, and I think maybe, I don't know. I think there were some other names that they might be doing sort of a barnstorming tour where they all go out together. They need to do that. They absolutely need to do it. They can't just be silent, because the people will take that as the Democrats not doing anything. And really, that all we can do right now is be vocal. We got to be vocal. We can't just disappear. We can't disappear. That's not going to help us out in 2026. It starts now, folks. It's only 2025. It's only March, but it starts now. Campaign season never ends. Consider this part of campaign season, and you need to, and you don't need a campaign per se, but you need to get out there and get the message out, the Democratic message, the Democratic platform, and we need to keep exposing Trump and the Republicans for all the harm they're doing. We can't just sit back and be silent. It's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's why Trump gets elected in large part. I know we're talking about other things, other issues about tampering or whatever, but the reason that he rose to the top of the Republican Party is because these maggots, they found a person that they relate to. They found a person that speaks to them. They found a person who is sufficiently racist and bigoted enough that they finally felt seen. That is his deal, man. So we need to get out there, and we're not going to appeal to the racists and the bigots, but hopefully we'll be appealing to the people who are for equality and for equal rights, and for helping the middle class and the working class, and about expanding the middle class, and about getting more and more people who are in low income and in poverty level, and lifting them up into the middle class. That's what the Democrats should be about, and that's who they should be, touching, I guess, or connecting with. And they need to get out there, and you don't do that by staying in your office or whatever. And they need to get out and be vocal and accessible. More and more. Mad Max says, yeah, Gay Times gave the top 10 cars popular with gay people, and Subaru was third or something. Jeep was another. And I love Jeeps. I didn't know Jeep was that there either. But hey, cool. We have common ground. I like Subarus. I like Jeeps. In fact, on my list of well, that's not really a list, but it seems like the cars I've been looking at. Like I said, I've been looking at maybe getting a used vehicle. Jeep has been popping up on my. It seems like that pops up on my because I'll save the car. You can heart it. It's like the Mini Coopers, the Jeeps, a couple of Subarus are in there, and a few other just sort of more plain cars. Like this, there was a couple of nice Camrys in there. A Kia Soul, I kind of like some of those. So yeah. Anyhow, Christina Weibel says there was a rally yesterday with Bernie and Nancy Pelosi about saving Medicaid. I watched the whole thing on YouTube this morning. Well, thanks for pointing that out, Christina. I was wondering what Pelosi's doing. Remember on my last show, I kind of called out Pelosi. Maybe the Trucker John show has a little sway. I was calling out Pelosi. I was like, where the fuck are you, Pelosi? Even though you're, a billion years old and you just broke your hip, but still, get out there. And she's out there. So I think the Trucker John live stream might have a little bit more sway. I think maybe even the Trump administration is listening, because I did make a little joke about, I was talking about maybe people should, if you got a yard, you could make a little chicken coop and raise your own chickens. And apparently Trump said the same thing. And I think, yeah, someone in the Trump administration they're probably watching the old Trucker John live stream. I say that tongue in cheek. I don't want anyone to think that I really think that. But you never know. You never know. There's 41 watching. One of the 41 that are watching right now could be someone in either the Trump administration or the Nancy Pelosi camp. Christina Weil, propaganda and voter suppression. Yeah, that's the tactics that have been going on and have been hurting us. Toronto 106, why can't America have a woman ruler? Even England and Russia were ruled by them. We will someday. We will someday. I mean, I think, we talk about America's not ready for a woman. I think we were ready in 2016, and I think we were ready in 2024. If not for, like Christina says, the propaganda and the voter suppression. Someday it will happen. Hopefully we'll get a really good female president. Say what you want about Barack Obama. I think he was a really good president. He was our first African American president. And I think he was very good. I love President Obama. I think he's a great man, and I think he was a really good president. I think he did what he could going up against the Tea Party and Mitch McConnell, right? So someday we're going to get a woman president, and hopefully it will be within my lifetime. And I'm 64, so let's get on it, America. But hopefully it will be, and I think, and if we would have had a Hillary Clinton or a Kamala Harris, I think they would have been exemplary. I think they would have been great presidents. I think we will. I don't know if it's going to be in 2028, but I think I have no idea who's going to even be nominated in 2028. Who's going to get the nomination for the Democrats? But I don't know if it's going to be a male or a female. Who knows? No one. I don't think at this point no one knows. But at some point we will have, and I think it might be AOC who might be the first. And I'm not saying she's going to even run in 2028. She might run for Senate or something. I don't know. But at some point, because she's just like 35 or something, right? She's finally eligible, I think, to even run. I think AOC might be the first female president, but that might not be until, the late 2030s or the early 2040s or something. But I don't know. Who knows? But we can't have a woman president. And, we've come close. 2 times. We've come very, very close. It's the Electoral College screwed us out too on Hillary, because Hillary won the popular vote. Just wasn't able to win the Electoral College. Kamala Harris came within 1.4% of getting the popular vote. So, we're pretty close. Terry Taylor's here. Hey, Terry, good to see you. I haven't seen Terry Taylor in ages. So thanks for coming on in, Terry, and hanging out with us. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We only got 40 folks watching. I wish we had like 400 watching right now. So like, subscribe, share, get the show out there. Get the algorithm going. Where are my trolls at? I need the trolls in here to get the algorithm going. Why does Kevin, Cabby, John now? Well, I was just thinking of that yesterday, and it's come up before about, if I'm not Trucker John anymore. But I'm Trucker John. I drove a truck for nearly 20 years. I'm Trucker John. I guess if I drive a cab for 20 years, maybe I'll change it to Cabby John or something. But we'll stick with Trucker John. I think I earned it. I think I earned the moniker. Say says over the road is a way to go if you're a single trucker or Trucker John, but after so long you've seen the country. Yeah, I'm just not. If I'm going to see the country. Here's how I envision myself seeing the country. Okay, seeing the country is in a fucking 45-foot motorhome, luxury motorhome. That's the way I envision it. I'm not going to do it in a fucking 18-wheeler where I'm on a schedule and none of that bullshit. I'm done with that bullshit. Christina Weibel, Governor Walz is going to Iowa soon. I think he's definitely gearing up for a run, a presidential run. And I think he'll be a great candidate. Whether he'll win the nomination or whether I would vote for him, it just depends on who else is running. But I think he's going to be a great candidate. I think he's gearing up for it. And he needs to get out there for that. Mad Mac says, I'm straight, but they didn't stop me from buying Subarus 6 times. F them. I buy what I like, not what chicken shit people tell me. Yeah, good. That's the way it should be. Buy what you like. Fancy says Vegas has a place that serves these giant pizzas. And yeah, when we get to 5,000, Fancy, you tell me when and where, and I'll go there. I mean, I'll eat it there, or maybe I'll get it to go, bring it home, whatever. And I will eat the entire pizza on the live stream if we get to 5K, folks. So I need your guys' help to get us to 5K. Start liking, subscribing, sharing. Tell all your friends, all your family, all your enemies. Tell all your maggot friends. Let's get more maggots in here. Because apparently that helps the algorithm. You guys know any maggots? Just tell them Trucker John. Because they'll think trucker, I'm a trucker. They'll think, oh, he must be a right-winger. So tell all your maggoty friends, hey, God, check out the Trucker John channel. He's like trucker and shit, man. He's like truck stuff. You know them truckers. Truck convoy, the trucker convoy. Remember the trucker convoy? Yeah, he's like one of them dudes. Go check him out. Kristen, well, I make less than $15K a year and I have Medicaid. See, that's the folks. We have folks like Christina and Christina and all of us, we can't feel like we're just on an island and no one's listening to us. Like there's no one to come and help us or whatever. But the Democrats need to get out there and let people at least know that they acknowledge the hardships that people are going through, the struggles, you know. The Soulcraft says there's a dude, world famous Joe from New York City Pizza, NYC Pizza fame, that opened a place here that's killing it. Christina Weibel, corporate media doesn't cover any protests for the most part. These protests are on YouTube. Well, you know, I know. Let's do whatever we can to get them out, get the word out. Terry Taylor, Kamala was too silent after the very suspect Trump win. She's still too silent. Yeah, we talked about that on Tuesday's show also. I don't know what she's doing. People are saying that she's going to run for governor of California. Excuse me, I'm coughing all over. I think the water went down the wrong pipe. Apparently there are different pipes, and that water chose the wrong one. But it would seem like even if she's running for governor, she should still get out there. Let's see. AM says, TJ, be careful with the 4K challenge, laughing out loud. Something Wendy Williams. I don't know what the TH means, but, you know, Wendy Williams, or I don't know, was challenged to eat crow meat if Kim and Kanye stayed together, and guess what? She ate crow live on TV. Yuck. Well, I've not eaten any crow meat. I'll tell you that much for sure. I'll eat one dandelion, and I'll eat a large pizza, and I'll do shrooms, but I ain't eating no fucking crow meat. CJ, your show is unique because you hear us. I do hear you, and it keeps me awake at night. No, I'm just kidding. Fancy, I have a friend with Section 8 that is so worried. Yeah, you never know. The way they're just slashing these programs, cutting these programs. Everyone should be worried. Everyone. Unless you're a billionaire, we should all be worried for something that's going to hurt us because of Trump and Musk and these Republicans as a whole. They're Republicans are no good. Christina Weibel, Governor Walz is pissed off. He would have been a great VP, wouldn't he? Anyway, I don't want to. I don't like playing the woulda, shoulda, coulda thing. It's over. It's done with. We've got to move on. Like I say, if we have evidence and proof that we can take some of these people to court, let's do it. But let's move forward. Let's move on. Let's not be silent, because silence can be confused as being complicit. Let's not let anyone confuse our silence or whatever with being complicit with Donald Trump and Elon Musk and their ilk. I don't want anyone thinking that I am somehow approving of anything that they're doing, and that goes for the Democratic Party, the Democratic representatives, the senators, everyone. Your silence may be confused with being complicit. Do you want that? Maybe some of them do. I don't know. Tom Bias says, I figure that Walz Newsom is going to be the Democratic ticket in 28. I don't know. Did you see? I saw the Gavin Newsom has a podcast, and I guess his first guest was fucking what's that motherfucker's name? Nick Fuentes or one of those motherfuckers. And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Gavin Newsom. I like Gavin Newsom. I used to say Gavin Newsom. I was saying that I would vote for him for president, and that he should run. And I really saw him as really being a younger version of Joe Biden. But after seeing that podcast, I've lost all fucking respect for Gavin Newsom. And maybe he thinks he's showing like how diplomatic he can be, and how he can talk to the other side in a civil way. But he didn't push back on one goddamn thing that this motherfucker said. It was disgusting. He was so like chummy and buddy, and he had weird body language, and he was sitting in this little chair, and he would do weird things, and he's always doing weird things with his hands like this, and weird shit. I totally lost all fucking respect for Gavin Newsom in that one fucking podcast. I guess that's why maybe some of them should remain silent, because I don't know. But prior to that, every interview, everything I saw, news piece that I saw of Gavin Newsom, all through the Biden administration, all through the campaigns, I thought Gavin Newsom was spot on. Until this one fucking podcast, and that one podcast kind of ruined everything for me. It ruined it. It washed all that away. All that goodwill that he garnered to Trucker John was all washed away with that one fucking podcast. Because he came off looking like a fucking milquetoast, fucking spineless fucking Democrat. That's what he came off looking like spineless and just accommodating to a guy that I've seen over the years as being a real fucking piece of shit. Now, look, I understand you want to try to have you got the guy on your show. That's gonna bring eyeballs to the show, right? Because Gavin Newsom is interviewing this fucking maggot, basically, this fucking fascist maggot. And I guess you don't want it to become a screaming contest. You want to have some civility to it. But fucking A, call him out on some shit. He didn't call him out on one fucking thing. All they did was talk about how his fucking teenage son is a big fan because he watches the guy's TikTok videos. That in itself is disqualifying to me. So Gavin Newsom, it's going to take an awful lot for you to come back into Trucker John's good graces. And I don't mind going third person. I'll go third person on your ass. So when you Democrats, when you are becoming vocal and be careful how you do it. Don't do it in a way that's going to make you look like a fucking accommodating, spineless milquetoast. That's not good, Gavin. That's not good, dude. Beef up a little, too. You eat a sandwich. You're too skinny. Go eat a giant pizza or something. Christina Weil, Newsom had my vote until Mike H. AOC is hot. She is hot. I'll agree with you there. And I think she's a great person. I'll try to not be the what is it? I don't know, the male who just, I'm trying to, anyhow, she's smart, she's intelligent, she has great policy ideas, and she's beautiful. So beautiful smile, beautiful personality. She's the full package, total package. Beauty and brains, great personality. Mad Mac, same as me regarding the name change. TJ, reasonable Mac just doesn't work. Right. Oh, Charlie Kirk. That's what it was. Yeah, Christy Noel. Newsom lost it with Charlie Kirk. I think he was bought. I don't know. It was whatever it was. Horrible strategy. Sayhouse says, "Do you lift your nuts with your left or right hand?" How wouldn't you like to know? Tom Bias, Bannon seems to be at odds with Elmo. Bannon's at odds with everyone. Even the fucking right wingers don't really like him. They find him disgusting. But they do like, his message of, bigotry. Minus Kevin Anderson and Fancy TJ has a road shirt on. Yay. Yes. Absolutely. There it is. Randy Rhodes. Ooh. She's on in 45 minutes, folks. Terry Taylor, I've never really trusted Newsom. Always gave him a side eye. He's very slick. And I don't mind the slickness. But what I saw in that podcast was not slick. I think he thought he was being slick, but he wasn't. He came off looking really, I don't know, weird in his just, kind of kissing up to Charlie Kirk. It was weird. And I don't know that was supposed to be some sort of message about how we should all get along and we should be able to talk civilly to our, people on the other side of the aisle. And look, some of these people are so far on the other side of the aisle that they're not even in the same room anymore. I can get it where, you try to get along with moderate people or whatever, but Charlie Kirk is he's not even in the same room with me, anyhow. Maybe he is with Newsom. So, like I said, Newsom, in that one fucking thing, just any good I felt about the guy, it's just gone. So it's going to take a lot for Newsom to win me back. Maybe if he goes out on the campaign trail, if he's going to run for president for the 2028 election, there's going to have to be a lot of things between now and then that's going to change my mind back to him. Marsha says, "Thank you, Joe John and chat. You're my lifesavers." Well, thank you, Marsha, for being here. You're a part of the group. You're a part of this community and very valued. So thank you for being here. The Soulcraft says, "How the hell has Alex Jones survived his lawsuits and foreclosure? He's still in InfoWars stuffs." That's a guy who probably should be in prison. Even if those were civil. I know, as far as the lawsuits he lost, those were civil cases, and you don't go to prison for civil cases, but still, he should be. He's vile. Alex Jones is vile. Just a pile of human excrement. That's what Alex Jones is. He is just a steaming pile of human excrement. And I do this. I talk. Yeah, he's gross. And not just gross. Alex Jones isn't just gross though, but he's hateful and he's harmful and he's hurtful. What he did to those families of the children that were slaughtered, that isn't just, disgusting. I mean, it's beyond disgusting. And it just proves that he's not really human. You know what I mean? He's a monster. Alex Jones, he doesn't deserve to be called a human at this point. Yeah, he's one of the ones that really doesn't deserve to be taking up oxygen that someone else could be using. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mad Mac, my son loves you, said Newsom to Charlie Nazi Kirk. And he didn't just say it once. It came up several times in that interview. And I was like, for the love of God, would you stop bringing up your son and how your son idolizes Charlie Kirk? Because all that makes you look like is a very bad father. You're not helping your cause there, Newsom. You might want to ixnay on the son a how much he avlays Arlie K. Urtke. Soulcraft says, yep, rocks. In fact, they did sell most of it then, had to rescind it. It's hard to know because I'm getting info from Jones. Marsha, see y'all next time. Take care and be safe. You too, Marsha. Thanks for being here. Belfast Bob, YouTube didn't notify me again. Arg. Well, did you hit the notification button? Do that. Also, just remember that we do have regularly scheduled shows Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, but I'm not going to be doing a show this afternoon because that show is set up to be a House Sparks pre-show hangout, and I don't know what Hal's schedule is. I know Hal is on a cruise ship doing a show with Nerd Halen for the Monsters of Rock show that they do on these cruise ships, and he's doing that, and his schedule is all weird right now. I don't even know if he's going to be on today or what time he's going to be on today. So I'm not going to do the pre-show warm-up show. I'll probably just go out and work today because there is some conventions coming in town, so I might as well go out and work today. So no show this afternoon, but our regularly scheduled times are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thursdays 3 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. Except for today, I'm not doing an afternoon show today. But so if you don't get notified, try to remember that or write it down. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sorry. Been doing this for about 3 years now. That type of a schedule. So, been sticking pretty loyally to that schedule for about 2 or 3 years, at least 2 years. Oh, probably 3 years now. Just so you know, to tell everyone, and so we can get to 4K and 5K and 10K and 100K. AM, I was excited to know the Gavin Newsom had a podcast. I respected how he stood up to Trump when the wildfires happened, but now I am so disappointed you have been canceled, Governor. I know. See, that's the thing too. I mean, he did stand up to Trump. Gavin Newsom, I think, has been really, really good until that. So maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I shouldn't be so harsh. But it's going to take a lot. It's for Gavin Newsom to get back in my good graces. Yeah, fuck that Gavin Newsom asshole. Fuck him. If I had been interviewing Charlie Kirk, I wouldn't be all up in there licking his taint like Gavin Newsom was. No fucking way. I would have said, hey, Charlie Kirk, why are you such a fucking Nazi, you motherfucker? Why do you hate America, motherfucker? Why do you hate the Constitution, you piece of shit? That's what I would have said. Hey, you're a Nazi. I would have said, hey, you're a Nazi. Get the fuck out of my studio. It would have been a really short interview. I would have said, wait a minute. No Nazis allowed. Get the fuck out, you motherfucker. That's what I would have said. It would have been short. It would have been a short interview, I admit. Yeah. I admit it probably not so good for ratings. I don't know. Maybe. But it would have been the world's shortest interview because I would have said, hey, Charlie Kirk, you're a Nazi. Get the fuck out of my fucking studio, you motherfucking piece of shit. Before I stick my fucking cookie foot up your ass. Yeah, I got cookie feet, by the way. They're cute. They're cute little cookie feet. But don't mistake that for not being able to shove it up someone's ass. Especially a Nazi. Fuck you, Nazis. That's what my podcast would have been. It would have been fuck you Nazis. Charlie Kirk, get the fuck out, motherfucker. All right, see you next week, folks. That would have been my podcast. I think Gavin Newsom could learn a thing or two from Tough Cookie. What I think. I think you're absolutely right, Tough Cookie. I think you're absolutely right. A lot of times I don't agree with Tough Cookie, but that time I would say pretty much spot on. I think I pretty much agreed with everything that Tough Cookie just said. You know? Anyhow, skipping on down into the chat room here. Oh, we're well over 2 hours, aren't we? Woof. Time has been flying. Time has been flying, guys. So we're at 2 hours. I guess I should probably think about ending the show, getting on the road, go doing some taxi driving stuff. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Terry Taylor says, love me some 21st Century Suffragettes. Roxanne Epstein, yes, 21st Century Suffragettes is on today at 5 p.m. So since I'm not going to be on today, go watch 21st Century Suffragettes. They kick ass. Those are some lovely ladies, and they know how to kick some ass. So go over there, check them out right here on the YouTube channels. You can find them. All you gotta do is put their name in the search thing, and they'll pop right up. 21st Century, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Why am I dancing? Is this dancing? I don't know. This is what I call dancing. Got to snap those fingers, man. Got to keep the rhythm. That's how I keep my rhythm. Anyhow, guys, thanks for being here. Okay, wait a minute now. You guys aren't going to get off so easily without me coming on and saying hello. I'm going to say, hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm feeling better now that I watched Trucker John. He always makes me feel better. I hope he made you feel better. Some way, somehow. I don't know, but let's all feel better. Even if it's just for 2 hours and 17 minutes of feeling better. Now we got to go back to our regular lives and pay for our expensive eggs and watch the world crumble all around us. You know what I mean? What do you mean crumble? Someone say crumble? I find that offensive. Sorry, Cookie. I did not mean to be offensive. I just meant, as the world is falling around us, falling down, we can at least get 2 hours and 18 minutes of distraction from the Trucker John live stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to say hi real quick. And guys, stick together, man. Let's stick together. We all need to stick together and get through this. Some way, somehow. We got to find a way. Hang out with us right here. And that's whatever little we can bring to you. We're here for you. Me, Tough Cookie, Trucker John, we're all here for you. So thanks for being here. I just want to say thanks. That's all I wanted to say. I just want to say thanks from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all for being here. You guys are awesome. Yes, and I agree with Paul, the purple beard guy, and Tough Cookie. I agree with all of them. So, and I just want to say to you guys, thank you so much. Thank you very much for being here. You guys are really awesome. And for hanging out with me. Thanks for all the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the memberships, all that good stuff. Today we had, let me just go back to the fan funding. We had Susie Jones became a member. Thank you, Susie. Fancy gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Fancy. Mike H with the $4.99 super sticker in there. Thank you so much for that. Thanks everyone who liked and subscribed and shared. Like I said, tell all your maggot friends. Just tell, hey, Trucker John, he's a trucker, and he's one of those trucker dudes, like Trucker Convoy and Trucker, I mean, I'm not going to suggest lie. Don't say like I'm a maggot or something, but just, if you say trucker enough, they might automatically think that I'm a right winger or something. So just go, yeah, I think you should check out that Trucker John live stream. So maybe we need more maggots in here to get the algorithm going. I don't know. It's just a thought. It's just a thought, I guess. All right, guys. So there's John from Las Vegas. Maybe I'll see John out there on the road sometime. But no show this afternoon. We're not going to do it today, but I will see you guys Thursday, 11 a.m. Pretty sure Hal always manages to do a Saturday show, almost always. So we'll do a House Sparks after show hangout on 11 a.m. Pacific time right here. Trucker John channel on YouTube. If the notification doesn't work, just remember, I'll be on right after Hal on Saturday. All right, guys. Words of wisdom time. Make sure you get your pen, your paper. Write this down. Words of wisdom for today. Here we go. Here it is. You ready? Just remember, guys, that as we
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire. Shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter. to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free.